Disney revealed its newest Snow White teaser trailer, and, unsurprisingly, it became an instant internet phenomenon for all the wrong reasons. It received well over 850,000 dislikes, compared to just around 70,000 likes, resulting in an overwhelmingly negative reception. The comments section quickly filled with outrage directed squarely at Disney, solidifying this trailer's status as one of the most heavily criticized in recent memory. The studio, already under scrutiny, has now linked its fate to a film that many consider a prime example of everything people believe is amiss with Disney in 2024. The backlash, by most accounts, is justified. The cherished legacy of Snow White has been systematically stripped away through mystifying creative decisions, prompting viewers to ask how Disney managed to mishandle one of its most beloved classics so thoroughly. Let's dissect this misstep piece by piece. Initially, the plan for the film involved replacing the iconic dwarfs with an array of magical, diverse beings in an effort to sidestep concerns about outdated depictions. But once actors with dwarfism voiced their disappointment over being left out, Disney changed course again. In the latest version, the dwarfs have been turned into fully CGI creations, a choice that feels visually jarring and devoid of any real heart, leaving audiences alienated and confused. This choice is particularly baffling, given that live-action remakes are supposedly meant to bring animated stories closer to reality. Yet, the CGI figures showcased here appear artificial, plastic, and lacking in any semblance of genuine appeal. Disapproval over these changes had actually begun before the teaser even debuted, but Disney's ongoing questionable decisions transformed what could have been instructive criticism into full-blown antagonism. At the center of this firestorm is Rachel Zegler, cast as Snow White. Although her casting initially sparked careful optimism, her comments about the original film quickly undermined it. She notoriously dismissed the 1937 classic as extremely dated, even labeling the romantic elements creepy and weird. The idea of someone chosen to portray one of cinema's most recognizable characters, openly disparaging the story that launched that character, struck many fans as an insult. Not just to the pioneering animators, but also to the generations who grew up cherishing the timeless film. Making matters worse is Disney's seeming approval of Ziegler's remarks. By letting her openly disparage the source material, the studio signaled a disregard for both its foundational history and its core audience. This public relations debacle could have been handled better with a careful response. Yet Disney instead persisted in its polarizing messaging, driving away even its long-standing supporters. Disney's attempts at damage control only added fuel to the fire. Zegler found herself in a series of interviews where she offered lukewarm praise for the film. However, her earlier statements had already gone viral, and viewers were skeptical of her abrupt change of tone. Complicating things further is that her portrayal of Snow White in the trailer barely echoes the gentle, kind-hearted princess fans recall. Instead, she appears forceful, dismissive, and moralistic, characteristics at odds with the role she's supposed to embody. Digging deeper, many fans believe Disney has drifted from its storytelling legacy in favor of overt political messaging and hollow attempts at social commentary. The revisions to Snow White highlight a growing trend where classic storylines are discarded in favor of modern, strong female leads, who often come across as flat and unrelatable. While there's nothing wrong with strong female characters, the changes here feel contrived and meaningless, stripping away the qualities that made the original Snow White resonate so strongly with audiences. Peter Dinklage's outspoken critique of the Seven Dwarfs only complicated matters further. Labeling the original depiction backwards, he effectively spurred Disney to completely rework the characters. Though likely made with good intentions, some within both the fan community and the industry itself accused Dinklage of hypocrisy, given his involvement in various fantasy-centric roles. His remarks ended up blocking potential opportunities for other little-person actors, an outcome many considered counterproductive. When Disney revealed the CGI substitutes, the outcry only grew, with fans mourning the loss of tangible effects and authentic performances. Leaked on-set images made things worse. Once photos of the magical creatures were circulated, people quickly lampooned the low-budget appearance and drab designs. Disney initially tried to dismiss these images as unauthorized, but the backlash arrived swiftly. Eventually, the studio acknowledged the pictures were legitimate, adding they would be enhanced by CGI, a promise that, based on the trailer, delivered only minimal improvements. Another problem lies in the film's tonal shift. The original Snow White is a paradigm of kindness and humility, yet the trailer and the leaked footage imply an entirely different approach. In one moment, Snow White is seen lecturing the dwarfs on how to tidy their home, sounding arrogant and scornful. Rather than endearing, her behavior comes across as more antagonist-like than that of the evil queen. Speaking of which, Gal Gadot's performance as the evil queen has sparked its own debates. Early on, she and Zegler appeared to be on amicable terms, praising each other in interviews. Over time, however, fans noticed a stark difference between Gadot's polished, professional approach and Zegler's often self-focused conduct. This contrast led to speculation about possible off-screen discord, with rumors swirling that the two actresses might not get along at all. Then there's the issue of Gadot's outspoken support for Israel versus Zegler's support for Palestine. Both women's stances, while personal and fully within their rights, inadvertently overshadowed the film itself. Compounding the chaos, Disney elected to minimize Gadot's presence in the teaser trailer, leaving many to wonder if their strained dynamic may have impacted the movie's final outcome. All in all, this Snow White update seems to be a textbook example of how multiple poor choices, ill-considered casting decisions, misguided marketing, fractious politics, and excessive reliance on CGI can converge into a cinematic crisis. It encapsulates the very critiques that observers have aimed at Disney in recent years. It's painful to see a studio once celebrated for its groundbreaking animated storytelling sink to a point where it appears to be actively dismantling its own heritage. Rather than honoring the legacy of one of Walt Disney's cornerstone achievements, the studio has crafted a dire lesson in what happens when it neglects its audience's sentiments. Fans aren't merely frustrated with Snow White, they're mourning the erosion of the magic that once set Disney apart. Whether the company can recover from this turmoil remains to be seen, but one thing is certain: this Snow White remake will likely be remembered as one of Disney's most notorious missteps.